Welcome back to Priceless. Today we're going to be hearing from Maya Wassell Smith, who is the Assistant Curator of Art at the Royal Museums Greenwich. Royal Museums Greenwich is an astonishing place, and I've been to London many times. I didn't really know how close Greenwich was to London, and I didn't know how to get there. I'd seen it in movies. I've always wanted to visit the Maritime Museum. I've always wanted to see the incredible architecture of it and the Queen's House, which is where Maya actually works. So if you go to London, you have to visit this place, and you will love what she has to talk about today. It's absolutely fascinating.
Hi, I'm Maya Wassell Smith. I'm the Assistant Curator of Art here at Royal Museums Greenwich, working primarily with the decorative art collections. I'm also a PhD candidate researching the Sailor's Craftwork collection. So the object I'd like to talk about today is this printed silk handkerchief from the 1820s or early 1830s. Printed handkerchiefs like this grew in popularity over the course of the 18th century. This was partly because of the growing popularity of snuff and the greater need to blow one's nose, but also because roller printing and printing technology meant that these things were easier to print and disseminate in kind of greater quantities for a cheaper price. They were printed with a wide variety of designs. Some of them were commemorative, so battles, souvenirs for exhibitions. Some of them were humorous, some of them political. Some were educational or had information that made it easier to navigate the city the city of London at the time. So some were printed with maps or kind of cab fares. And this one is political, I would say, because it is printed with a wide variety of the national, naval and port flags of the world of this period. Many of the flags on the handkerchief are familiar to us today, but there is one that is certainly not familiar to most of our visitors, and that is the flag of Poyais. Poyais was a political project in which General Gregor MacGregor tried to establish a new nation on the east coast of Central America in the 1820s and 30s. MacGregor had been gifted this piece of land by an indigenous leader, and he went about trying to found the nation in much the same way that most nations are formed. He sought investment from the City of London and the London Stock Exchange, but he also sought and tried to attract immigrants to his nation. He tried to find British settlers who would make the long journey from Britain to Central America to settle. The political project of Poyais failed, and MacGregor ended up imprisoned. In the past, Poyais has been understood as a scam and MacGregor a con man, but recent scholarship has suggested that we think of Poyais less in these terms and more in terms of the political situation within Central and South America in the early 19th century as the Spanish and Portuguese empires crumbled and new nations emerged. The flags of many of these new nations appear on the handkerchief. Argentina had declared independence in 1816, Colombia in 1819, and Brazil in 1822. It is only that the political nation-making project of Poyais failed that we do not recognize its flags as we do the others. I think this object is priceless because, it's a piece of decorative art or fashion, which we often don't think about as serious. But in fact, this piece of this object, this piece of fashion, this piece of decorative art gives us an unparalleled insight into the political situation in Central and South America during this period. But it also tells us how this information was coming back into Britain and how it was being circulated.